The Spitfires continued their inconsistent form in this season's NatWest T20 Blast by going down to a 50-run defeat to Essex Eagles in Chelmsford. Having beaten Sussex the night before, Kent would have been in a confident mood, even more so when Casigo Rabada struck with the third ball of the match. That had Jesse Ryder out for a duck, but Tom Westley and Kishan Vellani soon put the loss of their hard-hitting opener behind them as they put on 43 runs for the second wicket in the next 5 overs. The Spitfires needed a breakthrough, and they got just that as Vellani was run out by Sam Northeast coming back for a second and colliding with his partner. A quiet, boundary-free period followed before Ravi Bopara hit the first 6 of the night off James Treadwell, who 2 balls later was celebrating as he sent Westley on his way for 33. The Eagles left on 75 for 3 halfway through their innings. A final score of around 160 seemed likely, but that was only possible without Ashar Zaidi, a man who's enjoyed his move from Sussex, and Bopara, both batsmen clearing the rope in successive overs. And it was 3 sixes in 3 overs when Zaidi did it again off Treadwell, Essex getting to 131 for 3 with 5 overs remaining. It was within these that Kent lost their way. Bopara went big again on his way to a 32-ball 50, in which he'd struck 3 sixes and a couple of 4s. While Zaidi continued to find the boundary rope, Bopara cleared it once again. 15 runs came off the 17th over, 16 off the 18th and 12 off the 19th. But it was the last one which really cost the visitors. Zaidi's third maximum off the first ball took into his half-century from 31 deliveries. Bopara then took his tally of maximums to 6 as he twice more cleared the rope as Mitch Claydon's over went for 21 runs, Essex able to end on a very competitive 204 for 3, Bopara with 81 and Zaidi 54, their partnership realising 131 runs in 10 overs and 2 balls. The tough ask quickly became even tougher when Joe Denley was bowled for a golden duck by Paul Walter, a young man playing in just his 3rd T20 clash. And that was his maiden wicket too. The decision to open with part-timer Dan Lawrence backfired on the hosts, however, as Tom Latham hit him into the distance twice in 3 balls, the 4th over of the reply going for 18 runs. And when Northeast also went big in the next over from Matt Quinn, the Spitfires would have been happy. But on came Graham Napier to bowl the last over of the power play, and with his first ball, he had Northeast taken behind the wicket for 23. It gave Napier an odd hat-trick, having taken 2 wickets with his last 2 balls 6 days prior. So Kent had made it to 51 for 2 after the 6 overs of field restrictions, and when Napier struck again in his next over, Latham held by Ryder for 29, there was a lot left to do for the rest. But with Sam Billings hitting the ball as cleanly as this, anything was still possible. What Kent needed was a partnership a la Bopara and Zaidi, but Billings was run out instead by Ryder for 18, and that left a mountain to climb. And the crampons were removed when Darren Stevens was out just after hitting this 6. This time he was run out by the bowler Bopara, having quite a night for the home team. Kent were now left on 98 for 5 in the 13th over. All eyes now turned to Alex Blake, and for a while it looked as if he might be the man to pull off a miracle. Both Ryan Tender-Scarter and Napier were hit a long way, the target brought down to 74 off the final 4 overs by the left-hander. But Bopara's next over cost just 5, and then Blake failed to clear the rope off Quinn. Tender-Scarter completing the dismissal in the deep with Blake out for 37. Rabada followed for a second ball duck, and with him went any chance of a victory for the Spitfires. There was a rather dramatic penultimate over. Fabian Cowdrey struck a 4 and a 6 off the first 2 balls, only to then offer Walter a return catch after making 18. Walter then grabbed his 3rd wicket of the night by having Treadwell taken by Quinn before he troubled the scorers, Kent seeing out the last over with few dramas. It meant they ended well short in the end, finishing on 154 for 9 to lose by 50 runs. A 6th defeat from 9 games, leaving the Spitfires with only Hampshire beneath them in the South Group, and with Somerset to come up next in Taunton on Thursday.